Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see from the thumbnail, I finally get my custom steering wheel put on. But before we go to the shop and have that installed, I want to give you guys a tour or a show of the stock, the OEM steering wheel that comes with the 2015 Alfa Romeo 4C. So here we go. This is your stock OEM steering wheel, and basically I'm going with the same setup. What we did with John there at the shop is we ordered a brand new steering wheel from Alfa Romeo and had the custom work done on that. Now, if you're not familiar with steering wheels getting carbon fiber and suede or micro suede or Alcantara put on, basically they need the stock steering wheel, whatever steering wheel they're working with. And in this case, he didn't have a steering wheel lying around or anything already made for it. This, in fact, is his first Alfa Romeo 4C steering wheel that he'd be doing. So what we did is we ordered a brand new one from Alfa Romeo that got shipped to him at his shop. He then sent it out to Belgium for it to get the carbon fiber done and all the other bits and pieces. It got sent back here to California. He put it together. Now it's ready to get installed. I technically could have done the installation myself, or he could send it to me, or I come pick it up and do it at home. But because this is the first time, or actually I've never done an install of a steering wheel, and I don't want to mess with the airbag, because the airbag we do keep, and regardless if we keep it or not, either way it has to come out in order to unbolt the steering wheel. He's a professional, he's been doing it for years, so he is going to install this. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick before of the steering wheel before we head to the shop, so that you see what the differences are. But basically up here, there's like a suede Alcantara. And some people actually will probably argue that, you know, this is very nice and I should just keep this. But trust me, once you see the carbon fiber, you'll see that it's definitely an upgrade. We have like perforated grip, and we actually are going to keep perforated on the grips, but it's going to be much, much more defined. These are actually, if you look closely, they're not actually holes. They're more like little dents that have been made into the leather, so the ones you'll see will be definitely more defined, a lot easier to see. The rest of the leather is going to stay stock. Down here is going to be all carbon fiber. Now, because this is all going to be carbon fiber and it's going to have the exact same shape, the stitching is not needed. So the stitching that's red here will actually be the red stitching in the grips, where on the stock one it's black. Again, the hub airbag stays exactly the same. As a matter of fact, this is the one that's going to go on the new one. He will then keep the old factory steering wheel. The paddles will be the same, but obviously they come with the steering wheel, so this will stay with this one, and the new one will have the exact same style. Back here, one thing I noticed is that this part right here is almost like a fake leather or a plastic kind of material. On the new one, it's all perforated leather, much like on the grips. So that's going to be a very nice upgrade. We're going to have a 3mm red stripe at 12 o'clock. I was actually thinking, oh, I should have gone maybe 10. You guys will be the judge when you see it. One of our friends, Bobby, said that he thinks the 3 was probably a better choice. And I thought so too, because at least the thickness, or the lack of thickness, will help not take away from the look of the carbon fiber. Okay, so I believe we've arrived to MA Carbon here in Belmont, California. Not too far from Vinyl Styles. Vinyl Styles is one city down. And just should be somewhere in here. Don't quite remember the address. Hey, how's it going? All right.
So I swapped all that out.
That looks really good. This is in great condition.
Yeah, it's a nice shape.
So here we are, moment of truth. Oh, and there's a bunch of steering wheels here. But we're gonna check out mine for the first time. Wow. Oh yeah, that is so nice. Look at that. The perforated leather just feels so nice. The carbon fiber looks beautiful. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. And this is what I was talking about. The back is perforated leather as well. And again, it keeps, or it has its own shifters, and that bolts right in. Again, this was a brand new steering wheel ordered from Alfa Romeo. and then sent to Belgium and then built here once all the parts were made, the carbon fiber. I'm sure it was autoclaved and whatnot. But yeah, the installation, we're not going to show you too much of the installation because this is not that type of video. This is more of a vlog. But yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. So excited. Look at that. Classic Mercedes-Benz. It's funny because recently I've been thinking about getting something like this as a classic or a vintage, just so that when we go out to Albany, I have something vintage to bring. And why not a Mercedes-Benz? I think John is going to pull out also this 996 turbo 911, and this is pretty much just like Bobby's, except with a gray color. Actually, I shouldn't say it's exactly like Bobby's, because Bobby did point out some things that are different in some of these 996s, and I cannot tell you what those differences are, so I shouldn't say it's exactly like Bobby's, but it is definitely a 996 turbo, and it's a beautiful vehicle. While we're here, might as well film these exotics, the Milano cookie trucks. While we're out here, check this Mercedes-Benz out. Now, the one that John moved earlier for sure is his. This might be his as well. I'm not sure, but it is something I'd like to have.
So, for those that are looking, it is a 24 millimeter nut that just comes right off. Alright, so you need to feed that back in through, is the easiest. Then send you around the block.
Oh, okay.
And then
we'll test it out afterwards.
Yeah. Because to go any, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's gonna, you know, if we go one spline either way, it's a pretty big delta.
Okay.
So I put the cloth here to protect the airbag, protect the wheel, while we're focused on reconnecting the various bits. So you match up orange with orange, push it in, then you've got the little locking tab on the back, you push that in. Same thing here, now push that in. Now dig this out, put this back into here, make sure everything's good. All right, Jeremy, let's fire the battery back up.
All right, just like that, John is all done. I tested it around the block. It works flawlessly and it looks beautiful. Check that out. My brand new custom carbon fiber steering wheel. We got carbon fiber up top, not the suede. Some people may not like that, but honestly, in person, this looks better than the suede. The perforated leather, much nicer, more defined than it was on the stock OEM. The red stitching is now up top, no longer at the bottom, because now this is all carbon fiber, and as you can see, they managed to keep the shape of the original instead of going completely different. That was an option that we were thinking of, but this original shape is much better in my opinion. And again, they went perforated leather back here, which was a surprise to me. I did not know they were going to do that, so that was a pleasant surprise. Absolutely awesome overall look, just great. I'm super happy with it. This red stripe, I'm so happy we went with the 3mm, because I think the 10 would have taken away from this, like Bobby was saying. I agree with him, and definitely happy with it. And the red stitching, yeah, it matches. All right, so we're all set. I'm gonna leave MA Carbon now. Head home. All right, we are back home and just absolutely loving the steering wheel. One thing I should mention, and it's something that John told me later on, was, and I didn't notice it, and you probably wouldn't know yourself either if you own one of these, is that this leather here, yeah, although it looks very much like the stock OEM leather, this has actually also been rewrapped and is all one piece. Everything that you see that's non-perforated leather is one entire piece that was John's choosing. And so I think typically on the stock one you would be able to feel the lines here. Not only that, but because the stock one has lines there, he told me that there are like some sort of like canals in the stock one. So this one had to be filled and sanded in order for the leather to be completely smooth and in one piece. Again, that was John's choice, and he pointed that out to me. So just the attention to detail at MA Carbon is just outstanding. So yeah, super happy. All right, so that's gonna do it for today. Just before we go, now that the steering wheel that was originally on my Alfa is at John's shop at MA Carbon, that means he now has one in stock for you guys to go in there and order however you want it made. And this was his first Alfa, so he now has more experience with it. It was actually a pretty simple process as far as like the installation and all that. It might be something you'd be able to do as well, but my point is now he has one in stock, whereas we had to order one, wait for that to come in, and then start with the actual process of building the custom steering wheel. You won't have to wait for that, so just keep that in mind. If you're watching this and you want to get a custom steering wheel, you could just start working with John right away. He has the steering wheel, my old steering wheel, ready to go, ready to work on. So yeah, hit him up definitely. All of his information linked down in the description. If you guys haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. I do things like this. If you're new to the channel, I do car vlogging. I have my Alfa, my Barth, my Porsche, and my Ducati, and I sometimes rent cars on Turo and give you like my thoughts on those cars as well. So if you haven't done so, again, please subscribe, like, comment, share with anyone that might like this type of content, and I'll talk to you guys later.